Forensic Dr. Fang Tianyi arrives in a small mountain village to investigate a series of strange illnesses and deaths. Once there, he discovers that the villagers don't trust modern medicine much, entrusting their treatment to a local shaman and blaming their misfortunes on a powerful rat spirit they accidentally disturbed. However, Fang Tianyi doesn't believe in the supernatural and begins his own investigation. In the early 2020s, Chinese filmmakers tapped into a new trend of folk horror thrillers. Retro detective stories about an investigator uncovering a conspiracy disguised as supernatural mischief. The genre gained popularity, but its heyday was short-lived. What initially seemed like a breath of fresh air quickly devolved into routine and formula. After all, films about the afterlife are banned in China, so audiences quickly figured out the pattern, leaving them only to identify the real villains among the characters, who usually turned out to be various shamans, priests, sorcerers, and other opponents of progress. Now in 2025, this type of movie interests very few. However, optimized production and sheer inertia prevented the machine from being stopped quickly. Tales of Chu Maxian entered production back in the early 2020s alongside a similar project from the same creators, Folklore's Strange Smell of the Strange Troop, which was ultimately released in 2023. That film wasn't perfect, but its screenwriters didn't have time to learn from their mistakes. Tales of Chu Maxian, like its predecessor, shows its hand too quickly and lacks dynamism. Its creators bet not on thrilling action, but on its characters, who are unfortunately not very charismatic or interesting. The detective plot is built on the concept of Chu Ma, or the interaction between self-proclaimed shamans and spirits of various animals, some friendly to humans, some hostile. This theme is common enough in modern Chinese films and series, but if this kind of movie is new to you, its ritualistic exoticism might seem interesting. Even then, the film itself is unlikely to impress overall. Its moral about the superiority of science over superstition is tired and cliché. The suspense is weak, and the visuals hover near the lower boundary of what's acceptable for a low-budget online movie. The cast doesn't help to engage viewers either. The leads in Tales of Chu Maxian are remarkably dull and unremarkable. In the end, they are all easily upstaged by character actor Dong-Feng, who isn't hindered at all by starring in 20 films a year. Here, he hams it up gloriously. This kind of sluggish movie can only be livened up by exaggerated expressions and antics. This is a clear example of a genre that has run its course. Tales of Chu Maxian feels less like a living film, and more like an exhibit in a museum of a bygone trend.